When I first started gardening, I had a lot of learning to do. I made a lot of costly mistakes, which led to a lot of wasted time and money. Today, I want to share the top 9 mistakes I made when I first started gardening with raised beds so that you can avoid them in your own garden. The very first mistake I made was placing my garden on the wrong side of my house. I didn't have any plants that needed full shade, so I thought any area would do. Well, I soon discovered that having south-facing exposure is best for crops that love a lot of sun like tomatoes, peppers, and eggplant. My second mistake was skipping irrigation planting. I thought I could just use my hose and keep these plants well watered. Well, I soon realized that I couldn't keep up with watering by hand, and some areas of the bed were getting dry while other areas were getting soggy. My third mistake was related to soil. I used a soil mix that was classified as garden soil, and it was cheap and readily available. What I didn't know was that it was dense and full of clay. This led to poor drainage and a lack of air in the soil. Plants didn't have enough oxygen, and their roots ended up burning and dying. The fourth mistake I made was not mulching. Without mulch, my soil would dry out quickly and be exposed to the elements. This led to weed seeds sprouting and taking over the beds. Mulch helps retain moisture, keeps weeds out, and keeps the soil cool during hot summers. The fifth mistake was cramming my beds too close together. I thought having more beds was better than having less. Well, I soon found that I had a difficult time accessing the middle beds, and the narrow pathways made it difficult to move around with tools and equipment. Mistake no. 6 was ignoring plant spacing and light needs. I just crammed as many plants as I could into the beds without considering if they needed full sun or partial shade. This led to a lot of plants being too close together and competing for resources. The seventh mistake I made was skipping seasonal prep. I didn't realize that I needed to add compost and other organic matter to improve the soil each season. I also didn't realize that I needed to cover the beds in the winter to protect the soil from being washed away. The eighth mistake was not labeling or tracking my planting dates. This led to a lot of confusion about what I planted where and when. I ended up replanting the same crops multiple times thinking that I had forgotten to plant them. The ninth mistake was giving up. There were definitely times when I wanted to throw in the towel. It can be a lot of work to start a garden from scratch, and there is a lot of learning involved. But I'm so glad that I stuck with it, because now I get to enjoy fresh, delicious food from my garden every single year. I hope that sharing my mistakes will help you avoid them in your own garden. Happy gardening!